Alright, time to get this tank dirty. In this video, I'm weathering my Italeri Elefant and doing my best not to overdo it, which usually means I absolutely will. We're talking dust, grime, pigments, a little panic, well, not too much panic, and hopefully a finish that looks like it's seen a battlefield or two. No strict tutorial here, just sharing what I'm doing, what's working, what's not, and maybe a few thoughts on weathering products along the way, and lots of rambling. Alright, let's get stuck in. I'm applying a gloss coat here, getting the surface ready for the wash. This will help the oils flow nicely into all the cracks and crevices, settling where the shadows and grime would naturally build up. The pin wash. I'm using, here we go, Obtulung oils. I believe it's bitumen. Well, it was listed, so you know already. Mixing with some, oh boy, here we go again, Obtulung thinner. So also listed, okay, you get the point. Let's move on. A pin wash means you're choosing exactly where the wash goes, targeting those spots that need it most. Here, I'm applying it carefully along weld seams, around hatches, and any area where I want to bring out some extra detail. It's all about highlighting the model's character without drowning it in paint. The Elefant is destined for Italy, part of my upcoming diorama called the Elefant's Dilemma. The idea is a dusty, beat-up tank that runs out of fuel, stuck and stranded, flagging down a humble horse-drawn supply wagon for help. It's that classic mix of brute force and desperation, with a touch of irony. And next up is the wash cleanup. As promised, I kept the footage minimal, just the essentials, so no long ramble this time, unfortunately. But here's what's going on. Let's ramble for a short while. So, dioramas, do you build them, or are you more of a straight kit and display kind of modeler? I've always wanted to dive into them properly, and the Elefant's project might finally push me over that edge. And that was the hawk. There's going to be a lot of that tonight because we are going on vacation tomorrow. Everyone's excited. Alright, the thing is, I know I'll need a decent pile of supplies before I take that plunge. A static grass applicator is one, groundwork materials, scenic glue, ooh, we're on the decals, we'll suspend the ramble. Alright, decals it is. Decals are a fun milestone, means you're getting somewhere. They're pretty straightforward too. Lay down a gloss coat, hit them with some setting solution, and boom, Bob's your uncle. Decals are down, decals are down, and you're ready to move on to the next step, which is the oil dot filter. Okay, so I think in the last video, the one linked above, I said I wouldn't go overboard with the oil dots this time, but, well, I might have gotten a little carried away again. You'll see what I mean. Sometimes the brush just takes over. Like I said, I'm still in the learning phase with this technique. I'm getting a filter effect out of it, just not quite the tonal variety I'm aiming for. Maybe one day, with a bit of more practice and experience, I'll get it dialed in the way I want. Using old landscape oils, like Bob Ross stuff, isn't really helping here. They're just not giving me the subtle, I can't say that word, tones I need. I think it's time I expand my Ableton, I can't say that either, palette and add some more proper modeling colors into the mix. I definitely need to add those colors and watch a few more videos on the subject before I try again. Well, I'll try again. Clearly still learning, but hey, while you're watching me paint what's basically a tiny landscape on the side of a tank, let's ramble a bit. Where were we? Alright, dioramas. The whole nature in a box setup. One thing that's definitely on my wish list is a static grass applicator for sure. I've seen the results those things can get, and I want in. But for now, I'm gathering the gear and psyching myself up. One thing I've been wanting to try is making molds and casting my own buildings, especially those classic Berlinden ones. The problem is they are long out of production and nearly impossible to find. Well, you can find them on eBay, but they're really expensive. And when you do find them, they cost more than the actual weight of the plaster they're cast in. Still, it's a tempting project, if only to save a little money and frustration. We're not saving money because we're spending a lot on the castings to begin with. I just wouldn't want to ruin them by putting paint on them, since there might be a collector's item. You can certainly see the Tony Stark difference from the filter and the non-filtered. It looks good. And we are at dry brushing. Dry brushing. It's when you load up your fancy dry brush, wipe most of the paint off, and gently skim it over the raised surfaces to pick out the details. It's simple, effective, and kind of an old school technique that doesn't get used as much these days. But when it works, it really works. I typically use craft store paints because I don't want to waste my expensive ones, which really don't dry brush all that well. So what I want to do is try out some of the specialty dry brush paints. Can't wait to do that. Alright, let's ramble while you watch the rest of this. And next up is chipping, and I promise I will not ramble. Okay, maybe a little if it's long. I've been watching this creator called Paper Cuts or Peeper Cuts. Honestly, hard to tell how you say the name. But it doesn't really matter because his work is amazing. I dropped a link to his channel down in the description if you want to check him out. Definitely worth a look. You will learn a lot. While applying the wash, I added some to the running boards or whatever you call it. But it ended up looking a bit too dark, so I'm hoping the dry brushing will help lighten things up and bring back some of the detail. Oh, we are at chipping! Yay! One of the hardest techniques there is. If you're going to try the sponge technique, I so badly want to do that Seinfeld joke, but I'm not going to do it. You need a good sponge. Are you sponge worthy? One that's just the right texture. Okay, let's get back on track. The one I'm using here feels a bit too solid, if that makes sense. Sometimes I switch it up and use the green scrubbing side of a kitchen sponge. It works better than that chipped... What? Oh my god, I screwed up the whole thing. It works better for that chipped effect. Yay! But the kitchen sponge I grabbed, this time it was definitely past its prime. Oh, and it's actually foam is what I meant to say, not sponge. But the idea is the same. I take the foam, twist it up, and dab it all over the spots where I think chips would naturally happen. Along edges, places the crew might walk, and definitely on the sides where the tanks were likely to bump into just about everything or anything. This technique takes some time dialing in. You've got to know exactly where the chips would realistically appear and avoid going overboard. I saw that movie I actually saw that in the theaters. Showing my age again. Anyway, so yeah, the old saying, less is more, definitely applies here. Strategic placement beats a random splatter every time. The idea here is to start with a lighter, that was a giant one, lighter color over the base coat, then follow up with the steel chipping effect, using a shade that would represent the take's primer layer. There's definitely more to it than that, though, so if you're thinking of trying it yourself, I'd recommend watching a dedicated video or two before jumping in. It'll save you some time, trial and error. Oh, I'm so sorry. I gotta get this video done. I'm leaving tomorrow. Alright, I'm gonna go off script here a little bit. This is kind of my new way to do videos. Do you like it or you don't like it? Where I kind of ramble a bit, show you what I do, show you what works, what doesn't work, and all that good stuff. Because honestly, there's like 10,000 videos of chipping, and I can sit here and go, now I am chipping the model, I am using a lighter shade of my base coat, and now I will go in with a darker color to represent those chips. I don't want to do that. Oh, we're coming up to a new one. It's track weathering. This is a good one. Alright, so this next bit is a method I came up with. Well, combined several different methods from other people and kind of came up with my own. Okay, it's quick and yeah, I've got a full video dedicated to it, just not out yet. I almost said coming soon, but let's be honest, that usually means it's coming whenever I finally finish it. Anyway, enough of that, let's talk tracks. Well, it is finished and it's coming out, I think. I shouldn't say that because it'll be like forever said. Oh, it's coming out Monday. Oh my god, it's coming out Monday. It's not here yet. Okay, it's coming out next Monday. Oh, it's not here yet. I'm sorry. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm adding various different color pigments using a matte varnish as my binder. And when you mix it together, it looks like a paint, but when it dried, it looks like a pigment. Okay, what's coming up next? Here it comes. Ooh, oh, it was just a light rust. I thought it was a new technique. Oh, well, okay. Yeah, I got a little scared when I did this one. Oh, I was like, that's awfully bright. And then the Russian soil, because it's a KV tank. Oh, no, it's not a KV tank. It's an Elefant. So I should have used the European Earth. I have to redo them now. And then I finished it up with some Africa dust. Or is it Africa? Let me know in the comment sections if it's Africa or Africa. Or if it just spelled Africa. Okay, forget it. Let's go on. All right, so you basically just take, this last one is a dry. It goes on dry. And this really gives you your final effect. And I did this and like, oh my God, it looked awesome. And then I'm using a Winsor & Newton pencil because I couldn't wait the 1-day shipping for Amazon. So I rushed out to Michael's and got myself a set. This will give you the metal wear. It looks great. Once this is all done, it looks fantastic. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, did Jimenez do this? I was like, I did this. I was like, oh, awesome. Yeah, doesn't it look great? Do I not have a close-up picture of it? What's wrong with me? Oh, there you go. That looks really awesome. I am so happy I did that, and it looks great. Here's another shot coming up right there. That's the money shot. Oh, yeah, look how good that is. Give it a try. It really comes out awesome. All right, what's up next? Dust effects. This is another good one. All right, I got 3 minutes left, and I'm going to do this last 3 minutes old natural, no script. So let's go. I was watching a recent video from Mig Jimenez on how to do dust effects, and this is exactly how he showed you. You basically put pigment on top of whatever you're going to do and get it into all the different areas. And then after you've completed that mission, you will take some Obtiolong, ooh, that was pretty close, thinner, and then use that as your binder. And as you're doing that, you can clean up all your areas. So I'm continuing to do that, and as I'm doing this, I was like, wow, this is going to look great. And even then, it's a little messy, but still looks great. So just continue to clean up all your areas. And this is definitely a messy process. And at first, you'll be like, what have I done? I am totally screwed up my model. But don't worry, once you get all the areas clean, it'll really start to take effect. But once you do this, you can come back and you'll see that it's like you didn't even do anything. So it's going to take a repeated process to get this off. And I've done this probably for like 10 or 20 minutes, and this is what I've got so far. But still, it looks a little messy. So Jimenez, I don't think he showed this, but this is a makeup sponge. And I had these lying around, and these are nice and soft. And these were great. They really get into all the crevices and remove what you want to remove, and it stays in the recesses. It's almost like a dry brushing. And if it's still a little messy or you feel like you need to remove some more, you can come back and remove more. But remember, set your egg timer. You have about 2 or 3 hours to do this. And this looks really awesome. I'm so happy I did this, and the rest of the tank came out great. I can't wait for you to see it. All right, I actually got 4 videos done and in the can, and I am going on vacation, forever vacation, because it'll always say this in this video. All right, I want to give a big thank you to all my subscribers and viewers, and I will see you after vacation.